Now we are going to take a look at two people that really contrast in styles. Somebody, again, that you and I haven't met, Bolt, but I've seen them a couple of times. I'm talking about the big ones, the Road Warriors, the AWA champions. I look at those Road Warriors, and I tell you, they're probably two of the strongest men that I've ever met. The only way, I guess, that you can get around them is you've just got to wrestle a little bit faster and a little bit harder, and you've got to be ready to take a lot of punishment.
Well, the Animal and the Hawk. And I think that name really symbolizes exactly what those two men are. They kind of remind me of the Anderson brothers. They're out there taking names. They don't really care whose name they take. They're in the ring to beat somebody and to beat somebody up. And you can't take that away from them. They're big, they're strong, they're aggressive. They may not be the most scientific wrestlers that you'll ever see, but they're out there and they represent themselves very well.
No question about that. As AWA heavyweight champions, they've certainly caused a lot of ruckus all over. I know that personally I've seen them up in Baltimore and I've seen them down in Atlanta, Georgia. Had the almost unpleasant experience of being with them in the ring. Right here you see the Hawk, and he's got his man in control. When he puts that arm around you, I tell you, it gives you one heck of a headache and gives you a feeling of futility because you don't know quite what to do. And next time when we meet him, or when I meet him, I hope I've got somebody in my ring, and the hope I'm looking for is to you, Thunderbolt.
Well, thank you very much, Ole. I haven't had the opportunity to wrestle either one of the individuals, but they are athletes, and you can see that they're great competitors. And you can't take anything away from them, or you can't sell them short because they're powerful and they're strong, and they do the things that they have to do to win.
There's that clothesline. The Animal comes in. Hawk has got his opponent up in the air in a bear hug, and the Animal comes in and gives him that clothesline, grabs a hold of the other guy and throws him out of the ring, and they just throw you like sacks of garbage. They're so strong and they're so big that they can do it. And I was saying they've also got something in their favor. It makes them kind of 3-on-1, and that's that manager, kind of like a Jimmy Hart when you watch Precious Paul Ellering run around. Well, Rick, tell us a little bit about your schedule and what you'll be doing.
Well, I'm looking forward to 1985, of course. I feel that 1984 was probably the most successful year that any world champion in the history of our sport has been able to enjoy. I lost the title for a period of 10 days, but I was able to win it back, as everyone knows, in Tokyo, Japan, from Kerry Von Erich. Since then, I've traveled the world again, and I've wrestled in just about every successful area in the United States, from Texas to Atlanta, Canada, back into the Carolinas, into the Midwest. Ric Flair, the world heavyweight champion, always takes the World Heavyweight Championship first class. Now, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's in Baltimore. I don't care if it's in Atlanta. I don't care if it's in Columbus, Washington, D.C., anywhere in the United States. When you want to see the best that professional wrestling has to offer, if you see the name Ric Flair, you know you're seeing it.
Ronnie Garvin. But before we do that, I wanted to say one thing to you, Rick. I was thinking during the break here, you're talking about wrestling anybody, anytime, anywhere. Well, I just got to realizing that there are a couple of people that I know of that you haven't wrestled that might want to take a chance at that National Wrestling Alliance heavyweight title. And if you're wondering who, you're looking at them. Either me or Thunderbolt.
Oh, I'm not taking anything away from you or Thunderbolt Patterson. You invited me to come out here on this program because you recognize me as not the National Wrestling Alliance heavyweight champion, but the world heavyweight champion. Now, you've been a world champion before. You and your brother Gene dominated the tag team circuit for a long, long time. I've had the pleasure of being in the ring with Mr. Patterson several times in the past before I was the world heavyweight champion. It's no secret to you. It's no secret to me. I have an open contract. If you think Ole Anderson is the man he used to be, you let me know.
Really? Get a little bit tough. Well, what's that song that you were talking about before? One More Time, or Take It to the Limit? Is that what it is?
One more time.
All right, I got it.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
No. You got me straightened out. Take It to the Limit one more time. Well, you're looking at a couple of old dogs. But remember, experience counts for an awful lot. And sometimes those old dogs, they got to teach those young pups a couple of tricks. We just might be able to do that. Right now, the Indian